YouTube knows that these girls are doing it, but it's still letting them. YouTube knows that these girls are doing it and it's not doing anything to stop them, and it needs to stop. YouTube started as a platform where people can share content for fun, skits, sarcasm, enjoying themselves doing funny things, and what an amazing thing. It's on the internet. Go look for it and you'll find it. With multiple YouTube legends still being present to this day. With time, more and more people started posting all sorts of content, and I mean all sorts. The platform almost became Pornhub slash dark web, and a platform for stealing intellectual property. That's why so many rules were implemented to regulate the app. These rules were very clear cut. Don't do A, B, C, and D. And if you don't, you either get copyright striked, you get strikes, or you get your channel taken down, or you lose monetization. Needless to say, that did not stop people. So much so that YouTube had to hire people to crack down on these videos and to make better algorithms to monitor the platform. With that came multiple complaints of censorship and what can be described as a dystopia and an ad apocalypse. I don't know if you guys still remember that. YouTube's new rules and regulations for sexually explicit content are effective, but you see, when the content is in English, algorithm can recognize it. Things like cuss words, just the vocabulary of the language as a whole. It does that so it can suggest the video to the people who correspond with that type of vocabulary in content, with your individual interests. Pretty impressive. However, when the content is in a different language, in a language that is not a formal language, especially dialect, YouTube may struggle to recognize the content. And when it comes to pictures taken from the internet, you either get a copyright that you're infringing in someone else's pictures, or a warning in case there's nudity in it. However, when the thumbnail picture is taken from the video that it doesn't already recognize, it can be hard to crack down on it. So it lets it slide during the upload process. With all this scrutiny, these creators still manage to find a loophole to garnish this platform with their indecency. But what makes someone go so far for the platform? The same reason all these content creators went all out: money. You see, when YouTube was first launched, the financial incentive was not there. Its creator just wanted to make a video library, a video archive. However, they were bleeding money and needed a way to keep the platform alive. So they introduced YouTube ads. Now you have to watch an ad in the beginning, the middle, and the end of a video. And both the content creator and the platform get a cut. In Morocco, YouTube wasn't really taken that seriously as a way to make money, due to many things such as the equipment being expensive. And how do you explain to people what you're doing? It just seemed childish. Plus, the internet wasn't really a big thing for a long time, ever since the internet was invented, because people didn't really have access to computers and smartphones. They were on the pricey side. So the access to the internet was not immediate, and especially content creation. But now YouTube has over 21 million Moroccan users every month, and most of them are content creators out to chase the bag, just like me. Moroccan content is either educational or personal, which is blogs. When you have nothing to add to the people, just add yourself, your life, in form of vlogs. This was a wild success because of the tribal innate instincts in people here to want to snoop in on what other people's lives are like and what's happening in their houses, who got married, who got divorced, the scandals, the divorces. In my opinion, people had that type of interest because they thought it would make their life more bearable. If someone else's life is worse than mine, then I can at least be grateful for mine, which gives me a reason to be grateful. But bear with me. But when people create their channels and share their lives so publicly, criticism begins. And so people, on the other hand, create channels to respond to that first creator and to criticize them on what they're doing. So now we have two YouTubers fighting and people are flocking to watch. It's the perfect recipe: an ugly, intimate, detailed fight. Be it a married couple, a family member, people want to tune in. But not long before these people started going on interviews and telling people how much they were actually making from these videos, that finally a light bulb switched in people's heads. It was all fake. They treated people like idiots. So in turn, those people also created YouTube channels and did the same thing, followed the same formula. And now the person who can get the best views is the person with the most verbal skills. Turns out people were staging fights to make profit, and you know that now, so you can also do this. If you can make up to 10K monthly, then you're almost near riches. So your next plan is to find what people want to watch next. When you're a guy, social media can be a hard work, actual hard work, in spending money to make content with real value that people want to tune in. But it's different when you're a girl. You see, when you show some skin, men would sit there and watch you until you're no longer showing it, and then they would no longer be watching you. But when you're showing a lot of skin, men would be glued to the screen and even activate the bell to return and watch more when you post the next time. One good example is this content creator who lost so many subscribers and followers once she decided that she wanted to commit to the religion and cover herself. So much so that she had to make a video asking what happened. Why did people stop engaging with my videos? Why are people no longer watching me? People didn't care about the content, they just wanted to see curves. And when she covered them, they laughed. So the recipe is be female and be sexual. That's what it takes to make money on YouTube. And that's what people from this genre of videos decided to do. Exploit their bodies for profit. I thought YouTube did not allow that. YouTube knows and is turning its cheek on the matter. Or something else I'm not aware of. You see, when you open those videos, you don't really find any ads on the videos, while they have thousands of views and subscribers. So in other terms, YouTube is allowing it. I honestly feel so sorry for all the people that had to lose their channels or get demonetized permanently over breaking YouTube's rules, yet these people are still allowed to post every single day. So if there are no ads on the video, then how are they making money? Because we all know that it's the ads that paid, not YouTube. Instagram ads. When you're popular, it doesn't really matter how controversial you are as long as you have engagement and people are watching you and your engagement percentages are high. It doesn't matter, people still want to work with you. I'm talking about Morocco, not the entire world, by the way. It's really unfortunate that YouTube still allows this type of content to be so prevalent and, prosperous on this platform. It's beyond disrespectful and indecent. And it really gives a bad look on the women of North Africa. And many women actually here got arrested for that type of content. That's why you usually find that they hide their faces because they don't want to be identified. There's also this trend where women from other countries talk about themselves as if they're Moroccan. So maybe a girl from Algeria or Libya or Tunisia would say, I'm actually either Moroccan or Egyptian, because of how prevalent indecent things are in these countries. So they choose not to associate that behavior with their countries and with our country, especially that the languages are very close. And they do that a lot when they go to the Middle East. So they don't want to make their countries look bad, but they're making ours look bad. And it kind of begs the question, why are you posting content you're not making any money of, especially when you're eligible? Why not start a Pornhub page or an OnlyFans page? You're doing that type of content anyway, so you don't care. And you're not showing your face, so nobody knows who you are. Maybe change platforms. And usually in those comments you would find men that are either disgusted or men that are either very happy with it, and they get into an argument sometimes, and so much so that one type of men would tell them, if you don't want to watch it, then why are you here? And they're like, well, this is not the type of content I want to see coming into this platform. So I truly hope YouTube does something about it, because it's not fair for a lot of people, and it's indecent, and kids watch these things. And I would like to be a YouTuber without people not associating me with that genre either. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.